What's good, Facebook? What's good, YouTube? It's your boy D Will, aka DeQuellen Williams, aka Quay, aka Dreadhead, aka Mr. Always Doing Something, aka Mr. Always Out Somewhere with somebody, aka Always Out with his homeboys. You never know what you're gonna get out of me, you feel me? So that's the thing, you know what I'm saying? So we got a special guest, man. I already had him on the show last year. He goes by Demetrice Goss. He's on Facebook. He do mostly the falling off the bone videos. So go ahead and reintroduce yourself, Meech, and let them know who you is and what you do.
You know, I am Meech with falling off the bone. Ain't no fun when the rabbit got the
Yeah,
gun.
that's his quote. That's his ain't no woman rabbit got the- Yeah, that's his saying. Yup. And where can they find you on TikTok and
I'm working on TikTok. I got a
oh
TikTok, but I haven't put content up yet. But right now it's just Facebook as far as that.
what's up, Fountain Alexander?
But we getting there.
Demetrius Goss on the show, man. Appreciate you for still coming through. Also, all my viewers, man. Y'all also tune in, by the way, because I'm finna get a little bit more updates with the Falling Off the Bone. Y'all also add him, man. Demetrius Goss. I'm gonna put his name. I had tagged his name up on the podcast and stuff like that, so y'all can see him and y'all can follow
Yeah,
him.
just follow it because I'm completely full
Yeah,
with
yeah. So yeah. Also, if y'all also into like dramatic videos, because most of the Fall of the Bone is dramatic. It's a lot of fights, and it's a lot of what I'm saying, a lot of And also, I want to say this too, Meech, before we even really get into the topics. I was gonna say I done seen a couple videos to where it showed like the puppet. What made you do like the puppet
it.
idea, the sneak peeks and stuff?
Well,
And if you don't mind, I was gonna say if you don't mind, how did you get that? Is it like an AI generation or how did you?
yeah, pretty much. The puppet came to my mind as just looking at like, look at these damn fools, look at these clowns,
Oh,
puppets. And so for me, I just feel like the puppet scenery is just funny because when you see the real actual live scene and then you see the puppet scene,
right.
it's kind of like, how the hell he just do that?
Exactly. Cause I'm looking like, bro, I never seen nobody do that before. And
And
then I'm like, and it looks like the puppet.
yeah,
So how
yeah.
how do you do it? Is it like
You just keep playing with it until you get it how you want it,
so it's like AI?
Yeah, it's like AI, but you're like drawing, you're mapping this out to look as best as possible
Right.
to the image that you got up there. But yeah, I just thought it was just funny. My sense of humor is a hot mess to be
Definitely.
honest.
Put
But
a bomb on
you know, a
that.
lot of times everybody's so angry, upset, mad,
Yeah.
and it's like you just gotta laugh at things. Sometimes when you get pissed off, you fight, you get into it, but you just gotta laugh about it because it's like you know what, it ain't that serious.
A lot of stuff ain't serious, man. Like a lot of like with me, I'm a jokester. I'm always joking around with people and I don't know, maybe it's how I look at life, man, but if you joking around having fun with something, man, you just can't go wrong with that type of stuff. Like, you know what I'm saying?
No, humor is everywhere.
Yeah,
Within my
humor.
family, it don't matter how serious the situation is, we will find laughter in it. We will laugh. Like you can get robbed, and it's like, well, depends on who got robbed and how you
Right.
got robbed. We may laugh at it. We may just crack up laughing because it's like, damn. But just having humor about things and making light of things and just moving forward. When something happens, it happens. Ain't nothing
Right.
you
It
can
is
do.
what it is.
Talk
Life
about it and
happens.
move forward with it. But yeah, I just felt like with the puppets, it's like that's my city. That's just us. Like we're a certain kind of way.
And it looks just
And
like
yeah, and one thing about Saginaw, we're going to be us no matter where we at. Don't care. And I tell people all the time when they say, "Well, be the bigger person." I am never going to be the bigger person. I was not meant to be the bigger person. I'm going to be the little one every time. Meaning, if you think bigger means me not be petty, oh no, I'm going to be the little one every time.
so I was gonna say this though. I seen a couple new videos and stuff like that. And I also wanted to say this. What also made you do the Inspector Gadget thing?
Well, that situation just came. I was on the phone with a friend, and everything was going on that day about the pastor. The
Mm-hmm.
videos was dropping, messages was dropping, and everybody dropping comments like, oh my God, like what happened?" And I'm like, "Who is the pastor?"
Right.
Everybody, I didn't know who he was, so I'm like, "Damn, who is he? Where
And then you
is
did
he?"
it by a church. That joint was
Yeah, I'm saying,
wild.
where is he at? So I say, well, he's a pastor. He should be at the church. I'm finna go up there, and then find him like Inspector Gadget. Like my
You
friend,
what?
my friend was like, you should be like Inspector Gadget. So that friend, I anything I hear, I just like, you know what? I can. I got a hat. I got a trench
And then you
coat.
got the trench coat.
I
Yep.
got a flashlight. In a matter of 5 minutes,
And y'all just did it. Like, cause I was
I
gonna ask you
was
like, how long did it take for that process to just?
I thought about it for 5, 10 minutes. Was like, you know what? Let me put my stuff on. I'm finna go up here and find a pastor today.
But at the same time, you ain't even have to put effort. Just like, cause when I seen the video, I'm just like,
No,
bro,
that's just me being
just you.
my normal self. I am that way every day. If anybody who ever know me, whoever went to school with me, I'm just a nutcase every day. And I'm one of those people falling off the bone, arguing, getting into it, fighting. I do all that stuff.
Right.
I don't mind none of it. Like if you want to fight, we can fight. If you want to argue, we can argue. You want to cuss, I'm gonna cuss. So you have to be that to understand it. So for me, it's just normal. Like it's just normal every day. But Inspector Gadget just came and a thought from a friend, and I'm like, I'm gonna bring that idea. I'm going to run with it, and
So and then what happened with the what's up? I don't know who you are. Endora Johnson. What's going on? Tune into the podcast. Comment, comment, comment. Like, share, and subscribe. By the way, but I was gonna also say this. So you thought about the puppet thing, or did somebody? So I know somebody had brung up the Spectre Gadget thing. So you brung up the puppet thing, like what?
yeah,
What had you just be like, man, I'm gonna make some puppets out of this?
I
Like, what was that moment where you like, I want to see if I can
I
just
don't know. I was just the first one I think I did was when it was at the car wash,
uh huh.
and it's something funny about you see videos, but when you get still frames
Uh-huh.
of the videos, that's one thing I've always done. Every video that I ever do, I always had like still frames, like in a preview of what's getting ready to come.
Right.
And them still frames show a lot.
Uh-huh.
You'd be like, God damn, oh, this a mess. I gotta see this.
Right.
And so within that still frame, I was just looking at it like, man, they look a mess. Like, what if I
God
you
damn!
know, what if I can change this how they look
Into
into
some
a characters because they're
they
characters.
puppet.
They are characters. So that's how I when playing with Photoshop and playing with stuff. That's just how you do, and
And it
like
just
make it happen.
yeah. Cause I'm like, man, bro, this
Yeah,
dude.
I always find something to do with my time.
And I was always gonna say this too. Outside of falling off the bone, how everything been going outside of falling off the bone? Like, 'cause I know you dance and how
Falling off
everything been.
falling off the bone is it's good as far as outside of that. High Heart is doing good as a restaurant. Boom Blaze is doing good. Me as a dancer, choreographer,
Uh huh.
judge, all that is going good as well. Family man, taking care of everybody. Everything's going
And how
good.
everything going with you and Dizzy Bates? Like, how y'all been? How y'all collab
That's
been?
my brother. So we are always working on projects. Right now we are actually in the progress of talking about doing a movie, around here shooting a real movie and a film. We're even talking about doing a show with dance wise, like where they would show up for dance to
Mm-hmm.
compete and live in a house for like a week to compete and be eliminated. Like, kind of like how you saw different things like Flavor of Love, but
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
or Baddies, but it'd be a dance version. So I mean, if they get to fighting, they get to fighting. But doing a show like that, putting them all in a house in a mansion and giving them different, what do you call it, exercises and
So where
stuff
y'all get the
to
mansion from?
compete.
Y'all,
where
like, how y'all gonna
it's
like get
probably
this
this is probably gonna be done in Detroit. I'm pretty sure.
right?
Because casting, I need to be bigger than just Saginaw. Saginaw will definitely come out because Saginaw stands out.
And I was gonna say this too, any guests I have on my podcast, just so you know, if I ask certain questions to where, because certain people they do feel like, let's say they got like a film they don't want to tell nobody yet, or they want to
Mm-hmm.
keep it. You know, if anything in the future, any guest, you know what I'm saying, I'm looking straight at the camera because I'm serious about this. You know, you just be like, hey, D Will, I don't want to mention that, or you just be
Mm-hmm.
like, keeping that on the low. I
But
could, you know,
but yeah, Dizzy is my brother. He's always working. He's always doing stuff. You know, shout out to Dizzy Bates if y'all
right,
want
right, right,
to,
right, right.
pictures or anything shot, anything filmed. He'll get with you, give you a deal.
And y'all also add him to Dizzy Bates. His name Dizzy Bates on Facebook. Y'all look
Mm-hmm.
at his work. Dude's a freaking amazing photographer, and he got his own studio and stuff like that. He also do videos too, right?
Yeah,
He
he
do
does
videos. Yep,
videos.
he a videographer.
Meeting him, we've been together for some years now.
Yeah.
He's just always been team player. Like that. That's team
So he
player.
not cocky at all.
Mm-mm.
He just like, hey, teamwork make the dream work.
Let's just get it together. Let's get it done. To be honest with you, anything I ever ask him, he's going to say yes. And honestly, if he ever asks me anything, it's automatically yes. Like we don't say no to each other. We work together and get it done, no matter what.
What's up, Cat? She said, hey, brother.
What up?
Yeah, I got Mr.
But
Father Bone himself again.
but yeah, I definitely appreciate Dizzy. Dizzy brought the dance world
Uh huh.
to we were doing the dancing and
Right.
doing shows, but he's the one who captured
That
it
like.
on film
Mm-hmm.
and started putting it. And so if you look up our YouTube page, Saginaw Dance Show, you're gonna see millions and millions of views.
I'm a
Like,
check out. I'm also subscribed to that channel because
but
I've been wanting to talk to him about like where y'all put all y'all content at that y'all did together.
but a lot of people don't know us in Saginaw. We brought that to the state of Michigan. Like we didn't create it, but we brought it. We brought awareness. We started to do the shows first, do the filming first, putting it out there. Saginaw versus Detroit, Saginaw versus Flint, Saginaw versus everybody, and for it, hundreds of teams in Michigan.
So from your own knowledge, from your own guesstimate, I know it's just straight off bills. I'm asking this. So on that channel, how many videos y'all got on there, and like, or
It's hundreds.
I'm gonna have to check it out. I want
It's
to check it out.
hundreds and hundreds of
And
videos.
what's the ranges of like the minutes and stuff for them videos? Are they like an hour long, or does it just?
It's all
I'm gonna have
kinds.
to check it out.
It's all different shows, and it's straight dance or whatever. At one point we were doing a reality show, as well. The Saginaw Dance Show originally started as a reality show, so in those first episodes, it's still on there as well. Yeah, it worked wonder for us, and brought a lot of growth in
What you
us,
mean by growth? Like as in like.
like as persons, as professionals, as your work, as your art, also financially.
Uh huh.
All kind of different things. It brought a lot to who we are, and I stay booked on a regular basis, all over from
And
that
y'all do like different. Y'all be in different cities and.
different cities, different states, wherever you need it, wherever they book you, wherever they call you, you booked and seal the deal, and we're off and we're gone.
And how long y'all been doing it?
Uh, 2014 for me.
Ooh, see that's if
That's
you look
when we
over there,
started.
that's when I graduated, right?
Yeah, and that's when
Dang,
we
that's a
started.
long time. Wow. Cause it's good. I kind of like to have like guest over or shoot anybody over, man, that does multiple things. Cause you do multiple stuff. You don't just do fall the bone. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
You
yeah.
do,
You have to. You got one life. You got to make time. You got to make do with your time. You got one life.
and I'm gonna tell you something. You wanna know why it's so good to be good at different things?
Hmm.
This for the money hungry people. I mean, I'm money hungry, but I'm just saying this as an example. It's cool to do, and it's cool to also enjoy doing different stuff because you can make more money that way. Cause like let's say like with me, you know what I'm saying, I like to do videography, I like photography, but I also like to edit. Just
Hmm.
imagine if I did one thing, and let's say I'm making money off of it, I only make money off one thing. But if you know how to do everything aspect, a lot of stuff, you can make more income by doing this, doing that, doing this, doing that.
Hmm.
Especially if you enjoy it, because some people just do it for the money
Hmm.
and they not enjoying it like that. They just like, bro, I'm just doing it for the money, bro.
And one thing about me that people probably don't realize, I love research.
Give me an
I
example,
love
like,
research. So anything that I'm doing, I'm researching it
mm-hmm.
before I do it. I'm educating myself, researching about it to make myself the best at what it is that I'm doing. Not trying to be better than the next
Next
person
person,
or
yeah.
next, but myself better. Like if you're gonna do edits, you got to look at videos and look at edits, seeing how they're editing, how is it coming in and out, how did it, fade in, fade out,
What's up, Aaliyah Will?
whatever it was, you just pretty much do your research on it to get better. Just the same with, you can say, NBA basketball team, for instance. If Golden State Warriors playing Chicago, even though they think they the best,
Right.
they got to go look up film.
Yeah, they gotta see how
research and see what they doing, see how they play in order to prepare to beat them.
Right.
You have to do your research on anything and educate yourself better on how to beat. That's how you do.
Yeah, like with me, I do research on a lot of stuff too.
Like even you with podcasting, you can't be you can't have a podcast if you ain't looked at 100 podcasts.
Right. Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Because you can't just be like, oh, I'm gonna do one, but you ain't got no type of idea of what it's like. And then there's different types of podcasts. Like a lot of people, I done heard some people say like, oh, you got like the Breakfast Club type of pod, because I got the mics, and then you got the podcast like the 85 South Show. They got to where they got the chip, and they, the chip in their shirt. I can do. I done did like research on how they do it too, and they got that boom mic that's on top of the ceiling, which is a cool alternative, but I'd rather go either the mics or the chip. What's up, Sugar Low? What's up? When I research, I also always put my own flavor in it too. My own little lingo in it with what they got going on, like Fresh and Fit. Not gonna lie. Like some of the sound effects I got right here, like, in the horn. Yeah, I be posting and stuff like that. And then you got this right here.
You what?
The little fish and most of them sound effects is from Fresh and Fit. Fresh and Fit do the sound effects. But even though I took a little bit from them, I still put my own flavor in it. Because I'm also
put your own flair in it. You have to. And that's simply the thing with everything we do. Like for instance, when I started doing Fall Off the Bone, people had no idea like what is this? Where does it come from?
Right.
And you looking at it and you kind of like, oh my God.
Ain't nobody in Saginaw doing videos like that either, huh?
He's no.
Dang.
It's people who report things.
What's up, Sheila Blackwell?
And do things, you got, Breaking 989.
Right, I heard that.
He's covering the news and whatever goes on in the city. He does his own thing. We don't do the same thing, but we do end up covering some of the same stories sometimes, depending on what it is.
Right.
But a lot of people will be quick to be like, oh, they fought. Let me hurry up and put this video out here. I'm never the one that's running to put my video out first. Right. That's not what I'm trying to do. I'm not trying to be the first who put it out. You can put it out and y'all can see it 1,000 times.
Right.
But guess what? When mine come out, it's its own different thing. Like it's its own different thing.
Yeah, and because you got like and you put your own character in it too. I kind of like how you be real with it. And you know what I'm saying, you talk your little shit with it too sometimes. You be real with it too at the same time. And it's
because that's reality. Like when I'm doing this reality, like, you can sit here and see the gossip and see the stuff that happened. Somebody got slapped and discuss it and talk about it all day long. They are going to talk about it. They're discussing it. But you may not find where
What's up, David?
One may discuss that with that person.
Right.
Or around that person, or let that person hear how you thought about it. Like, who should have got her ass beat?
Right.
You just may not get somebody to me. They can take offense to it if they do. I'm not doing it to be offensive to you. But
what you said on the last episode, I had you on here too. Yeah, exactly.
I'm saying, like, this is my honest thought. If I look at you, you got your ass beat to me, you didn't got your ass beat. It just is what it is. Everybody can't.
And then not only that though, they reporting it to you too. They reporting the video for you to do it.
Oh yeah.
It's kind of like how like they be on YouTube where they be like, hey, I got this reaction video. I want to see your reaction on this. Same little thing.
And I'm actually getting ready to start reaction videos where I'm watching the video and my face is in the video for the whole video as I'm watching it. So you're seeing how I'm looking, how I feel, because a lot of my videos, all of them.
You already seen it already, and then you just.
Well, no, like when I'm doing an interview or something with somebody and they say something crazy, like those are my raw, real reaction. Like, what you just said, Like,
right.
Oh, okay, but getting that person's raw reaction.
What's up, Pablo?
Is also something that you don't see always, because people are watching things in their home, in their house, where they at. But
a few moments later,
we're gonna go, like, say for instance, macaroni and cheese. We're gonna go get macaroni and cheese from Tia Souls. Go get macaroni and cheese from Baldwin's and go get it from whoever got it, Brandy's Takeout or this place. And then we're going to put these macaronis on the table and we're going to eat it and we're going to talk about it. What the hell is going on?
He needs some meat.
Because one thing I realized in Saginaw think they can cook,
Yeah.
but a lot of them can't cook.
So it's gonna be like a kind of a.
It's like a food review, almost. Like, you saying a lot of those that people going in buying and giving their honest opinion. No, I'm not going to go tear these business to shreds about their food.
Yeah.
But it's like getting that person's raw reaction to what's local around. I don't think it's been done around here. And, that's going to make them feel like, oh, Lord, here he comes.
Yeah, Meech finna go crazy.
I'm coming. I'm finna eat. What y'all got?
And you know you're going to speak your mind. They know.
Most definitely. If your spaghetti tastes like you got Camino in it, it's a problem. If them yams taste like potpourri, we going to have a problem. But
what about, is you going to also do like Mexican food too?
Everybody's. Yeah.
So like, Chinese.
For instance, tacos for one is Saginaw love tacos.
Yeah.
So right now, if you say who got the best tacos in Saginaw,
I ain't gonna lie, I'm kind of mad. Well, my forte about tacos, that La Familia, man.
Yeah, that was my favorite. Honestly, I would say that's my favorite that I ate the longest run from childhood on. So to see them, that's hard because there was nothing like the La Familia taco, the shredded beef taco, and even their plain regular tacos.
They was good.
Crunch. It just had its own thing. The little cupcakes they had there,
them motherfuckers.
It was just like
they just melt in your mouth.
Yeah, they had their own thing, and I don't think no other Mexican restaurant around here is nothing like
that.
Like,
have you ever
their own thing?
Have you ever went to it's called Romano's or something like that? Ramones?
Ramones or Rico's?
Ramones. Rico's too.
Yeah, I've been to Ramones.
Ramones straight.
They decent, definitely decent. They're just a plain simple taco.
What's up, T West?
When you want that, sometimes you don't want all that extra. You just want a plain simple taco.
Right.
So that's what it is. But for me, my plain simple taco for me is Right Spot.
Right Spot?
Black people tacos and Mexican tacos. Like, it is definitely different. So when I want a regular plain simple taco, Right Spot for me.
But one thing I was gonna say this too is just like I also like, I'm trying to get back at my tamales, bro. Mm-hmm. Like, I don't know, that's all good.
That's another thing that's hard to find. A good tamale. Like, I know this Mexican lady that used to make it for me. She hands down to me is that everybody think their people got the best tamale.
Right.
And I taste it like, what the hell is that? One thing for me is a turn off when they go tamale and I say, what kind? And they say, hamburger. Get y'all ass out of them people's kitchen. Mexicans did not put hamburger meat.
They don't put no hamburger on tamale. They put like the shredded.
It's pork.
Pork,
really,
yeah.
But
or chicken.
They do beef and they do
chicken. Yeah.
But originally, tamale was pork. That was in there. But I look at that like ground beef. Nah, that's some black people shit right there. Now, there are some Mexicans now that does it because our culture likes it or whatever. But nah, I want a real good tamale. I don't want all that masa, just a real.
You put hot sauce
tamale.
on yours too?
Hot sauce?
Hot sauce, yep.
Yep, definitely love some hot sauce. Even on my corn. It's weird because corn tacos, I got to have hot sauce.
A few moments later.
And if anybody fall off the bone, my whole family.
So you going to get them on fall off the bone?
They've been on there. It's some of those people are my family. They're my people. I don't care. You fall off the bone, you're going on. Fall off the bone. Like, it just is what it is.
Right.
You can't, now I have had people send some stuff. Like, I had a cousin who got caught stealing and they had like the screenshot. You ain't put this on here. I don't have to. Y'all got it posted everywhere. I see my cousin. That's what she do. She doing what she do. I know what she doing. We both know. It is what it is. Why you want me to talk about my cousin stealing on this show? Like, it is what it is. Like, that,
yeah.
We know, a thief. Everybody knows who steals.
Somebody got some thieves. Yeah, who
in the hood. Like, so it's like talking about it. It ain't. And another thing you've never seen me speak on my channel is like when they're doing drug cases, murder cases, and different things like that. These things can be used in court. I don't want to be in nobody's business on that side.
Right.
I'm not a police officer. I don't work with the police. I don't work for the police. Certain things and certain topics I just will not touch. So it's a lot of things and people and don't think I'm ignoring y'all when you send me. I will
Because you got so
reply.
many. Yeah.
Yeah, but I will reply back to it. But it's just certain things I just won't recover. I don't want to cover too many stories about kids and somebody molesting a kid or this, that. Now, as you're an adult and you got molested as a kid and you're now an adult and you want to talk about your person, that's something different. You
Because
know,
they giving it to you
yeah,
to
and,
where
and
it's
they're
cool.
still here, yep, because you're an adult. But a lot of people put their kids under the bus and like them kids be embarrassed. They don't want to, necessarily want the public to know. Everything ain't just for everybody.
I
And
understand that.
you'll be surprised at some of the stuff that I get in the inbox of people and what they want. And then a lot of times too, I always say this, I don't create the news, I report
Report the
the
news.
news.
Yeah. Just like
So
news reporter.
if you got something that happened is hearsay, I had to see proof of it. I got to see what it is. They have to have been posted about it, spoke about it, and if you yourself don't want to speak on it, how can I?
Exactly.
Like I just got to leave it there. Like I'm not here to create drama. Drama is happening whether I'm reporting or
Reporting it or
not.
not. It
It's
just
just
going
yeah,
on.
I'm just now a documentation of what's going on. Like honestly, right now at this moment, I probably got 40, 50 fights. 40, 50 fights
And you probably look
in
if
the
you like
last couple of months
and
that
if
I
you look
didn't.
that you didn't like approve.
No, I didn't report on yet
Oh.
because
And
it's
that's a lot
just
of work.
it's
And you gotta
so
edit
much going on. And it's like I can't report on every single
everything.
fight, but I can start grouping them up and letting them run, letting them play in episodes or whatever. Some we'll talk about, and a lot of y'all out here that's coming to fight. How you come to start the fight and get your ass beat? I don't get it. Like you cannot be the attacker or the aggressive and then get beat down. I'm gonna run your ass in the mud. And if somebody tell me, oh, this was this person and that was this person, and I can find out where they at, where they stay, yes, I will come because who better to tell their story than them?
Mm-hmm.
And they clearly got something to say. They got something to get off their chest. If it was important enough for you to get out here and clown and fight about it, you can't sit here and have a conversation and interview about it
True, true.
after the fact.
And
And
that's why I feel like that Wendy Williams setup that you finna be doing
mhm.
and stuff would be cool. And
It is. It's because it's going to be able to have a sit down conversation and then talk about it, and whatever else they want to talk about. You rarely hear these people that you say going live, fussing and hollering at their phone. They got kids, and you wouldn't even know it because
right,
they never
exactly. Cause
never mention their
they never
kids,
mention their kids or they
never
never have them
post about
around.
their kids. And I get it too because I wouldn't want to post about my kids. Like I got a giant follower. I don't want to talk about them in front of to everybody else because this page is not for mine. So you shouldn't necessarily talk about your kids, but at the same time, you should see it. Or it's a birthday today, or I went and took them shopping. I took something about your kids. If everything you post and everything you get on live is
Is
about drama and mess,
yeah, that's what
then
I'm
you just toxic.
exactly.
That's just it. You
And that's
just
why
toxic.
I just kind of be like, bro, why it always got to be some type of drama going on with this, man? It'll never be no. Oh, I just went to college. I looked because I don't know. Maybe I'm that type of person. I'm not a drama type of person. I can care less. I'm not that type of person. Like whatever it is, what it is. And then
Mm-hmm.
like another thing too, I want to say is this too. A lot of people that does that, they don't even take accountable for themselves. And
Mm-mm.
I feel like people that take accountable for themselves and that's a man of their word or they can admit they're wrong. If you an adult and you can admit they're wrong, quote, an adult. If you like a kid or a teenager, that's not I don't give you no mad respect on
Well,
that.
one thing, and people get upset when you talk about stuff like this, but men do not take accountability hardly for nothing. Men get defensive and deflect what you calling them out on. Well, I'm gonna call you. You did this. Well, you did it to me. You did. What about
But
the
we talking
time when
about
I?
you. Yeah, we talking about you
And
at
when
this
you point
moment.
that finger at the average man cannot take that finger being pointed. So he's gonna get angry. He's going to get upset, and he's going to lash out because that's what they do, as they say,
Yeah.
narcissistic behaviors. Most men have that, and it's just a thing. And you got to be honest. I even have it. Like you call me out on something, my first thing is to attack because I feel attacked, so I'm gonna attack back. It's just a nature to
Right.
to do. But when we stop and slow down and realize something and actually listen. I recently learned with over the year, it's a different from listening and hearing
Mm-hmm.
somebody. You can listen to somebody talk
Oh,
all day
yeah.
long, but to hear
Hearing it.
them is to have an understanding and compassion for what they are actually saying to you, to actually give a damn about what they're saying.
Comprehending and yeah.
That's the part of hearing. A lot of times we listen, but we just don't hear.
And that's the thing about like why I podcast too, because it's like, because I know in the future I'm gonna talk about somebody gonna be like, what the fuck? Why would Quaylen think that, or why do you think that, or Quay? Because I got different names how people view me, depending on how you know me or where you knew me from. My family call me Quay, some call me Quay Q, but I'm just saying like you could tell that I'm good to podcast about topics because I'm not like so uptight about your opinion and your you know what I'm saying. But I also like talking about topics and stuff and different people's opinions because I also want to see where you coming from. I want to like learn and see another side, like how you just said about the drama. I was talking about just people like women, men do too, but I see a lot of females do it. Just talk about drama, how they want to beat somebody ass or somebody made them mad or something happened. The fact that you had said that they may not have friends, they need somebody else to talk to and vent. My mind is like, I can get that. You know what I'm saying? Even though I have my little opinion on with it, how I
Yeah,
look at
cause
it, but
life it's life. Like I go through it just like anybody else. I'm pissed off by people. It's people who owe me money or different things like that on a regular
so
basis.
somebody
Like
still owe you money now to this
oh,
day.
lots of people, lots of people. That's what you're gonna get in black culture. But it's times where you're upset and you're angry and you want to go off. I'm just not. I got friends, mama, siblings that I can fuss about with them behind the scenes and not go to social media to
I get
put
what
it out there.
yeah,
You got to have your people in line to make you make a better decision because when you yell at them, what you think gonna happen when you go on live and you blast them on live
mm-hmm.
and you snap, where my money? They ain't finna pay you. You could beat them up, fight them, and everything. You didn't blast me and try to go there. So since you trying to be petty, I ain't paying you shit. That is how our people work. And the
Right.
person who realized that when all you really wanted was your money back,
Mm-hmm.
you got to approach them a different way. It's up to them to deal with their character and see if they're going to actually pay you when they supposed to pay you. But you blasting them, you can't fight fire with fire like that. Everything is just going to burn.
Right.
Fire
And then
eats
especially
fires burning.
especially like if you an adult, it's a different story when you a kid on certain levels. But when you an adult, man, like I thought as a kid, when I was a kid, when I was like 11 years old, I thought like every adult is got they emotionals together, they thoughts it's there, cause they. But a lot of people when we kids though, a lot of adults they don't try to portray the flawless because they don't want their kid to know certain stuff. I
Absolutely.
thought like every adult had money, every adult was rich, of course rich.
Mm-hmm.
Every adult know what to say, what not to say. And don't get me wrong, certain adults, just in general, they got certain stuff that's checked off. They probably good at emotional intelligence. They probably good at, but the way they carry their life is messed up and how they should be. It's. I ain't trying to say like every adult like don't got it all, but I thought like they had everything checked. This good,
Mm-hmm.
this good, this good, this good, this good, this
Yeah, because
good.
that's the way they paint. That's the picture that everybody paints at first. But no, that's not the real world. Real world, everybody, our mothers and daddies and grandparents was having it out.
And
They
I'm gonna be
were.
honest with you, since we kind of got kind of like similar upbringing, how your family is and how my family is. I
Mm-hmm.
grew up with mom and dad. They was married. By the way, they've been married for 30, finna be 31 years.
Mm-hmm.
June 4th. By the way, I grew up with a mom and dad. My family not too big or nothing like that. I thought like as a kid, bro, cause I've been in it, and I thought like everybody got a mom and dad. I
Mm-hmm.
thought like everybody, it ain't nobody's dad in jail or
Mm-hmm.
nobody's dad is um outside somewhere doing something he was supposed to,
It,
or better yet, since I've been growing up in a marriage family, I thought like all dads don't be hoeing around either. I thought like they with their woman, and you know what I'm saying. But just like you had said, they put that in us to where we, you know,
Yeah, the nature of a man is something different. And the natural state of a man is to be that way. That's just what it
you
is.
shouldn't be letting like your homeboy or your homegirl alter your relationship from what they saying about your relationship or what you
Mm-hmm.
should be doing. I look at it like y'all should just be y'all, go by your own
Well,
path.
that comes from boundaries,
Yeah,
and people have to understand boundaries with people. I don't have to go through that type of shit because you gonna get your ass cussed out the moment you say anything to me about shit that I got going on that don't concern you, don't have nothing to do with you. Set that motherfucker straight right away. And if you allow people to talk about your significant other or your mama or your brother or your sibling, then your ass is fake because a real person ain't finna allow you to
yeah, they not good. They ain't
at
gonna.
all. And that's where that comes. You done listen to it and it's bothering you and you letting them talk. No, check their ass out the gate. I wouldn't even want to. Like if I got two sisters, that's their sisters, and they into it and they bickering, I can give them the best advice. Y'all better pray about it. But I'm not finna say you do this or you do that because best guess what? At the end of the day, those two are still sisters.
Right,
They're gonna get together. They're gonna compare notes later, and they're gonna be like, "Oh, so you told her to what? Stop talking to me. You told." Now they back friends because they're family,
right.
and now they ain't speaking to you. And when you thought you was just trying to help, but understand your place. When it's somebody's family, that's always going to be, and you just got to stay out of that. The best advice to give them is to pray.
So speaking of family, I kind of want to touch on like generational wealth. Like, just give me like a, and what's some stuff you could say about. And by the way, y'all, I love all my color shaded people. By the way, just one of the podcasts that I just talk about real stuff. It is what it is. Every race, I only like saying race. I say ethnicity. Got their own little certain things. We just talking about it. We ain't trying to make nobody, any race feel down or whatever like that. But
Well,
this just
it's a lot of different things when it comes to generations, or
So
or let's say not say
what's your
generation, let's say culture.
okay? What's your intake about like cultural generational wealth, whatever like that?
Hmm.
Money bring it down between black people and white people. Just
Well, we got to put our cousins in it too, Mexicans, because they're
okay.
there. I call the Mexicans the cousins always, but black people, it's one word that sums up black people when it comes to this for me, and that's hate. Hate. I don't care who you are, how long you've been kin to somebody, how long you've been family. Somebody is hating on you. Somebody hate to see you do good, hate to see you do better. Just feel a way about what you're doing. And as long as there's hate there, hate stops growth. And they don't want to see the next person grow. You don't want to see them do better than you or whatever the case. Our people hate on our people more than anybody else. We hate the most out of all the races. We hate the
We do,
most, and
and
we
then
we because we hate in a different way, and
mhm,
I don't mean like in the race way where I hate whites or black. No, I'm just hating on our own culture, our own people. We hate the most, and that keeps us down. That keeps us not being able to grow. Black people will run and give their money. We always think
mhm.
that the white side is better. The white side of town, their people, them. I'm taking my money to them. We always think that. And I get it too, because to be honest with you, the worst business people is our people too. Not on time, not doing right, not taking care of business, showing up late, doing half of the work, just a full of shit. Like, so that makes you stop and pause to be like, I don't know if I want to deal with them or work with them. So we as black people have to do
And I'm gonna
better
tell you
when it
who.
comes to business.
And
But the
speaking of
white people,
yeah, and let's hold on. Now we talked about the white people. We talked about the black people. We talked about the Mexicans. Let's talk about the way Indians people carry business. Because every time, like when I see Indian people, bro, they like Mexicans do too. Mexicans, this
Mexicans work together.
they do, but Indians, bro, they
What's mine is yours, and what's yours is mine. That is Indian. You can tell an Indian person to shut up, And you know what any person gonna do? Shut the fuck up. They can tell each other, shut up. It's not gonna be an argument. They're gonna just shut up and go away mad, but come back to work together and still get the job done. You can't tell another black person shut up. No, bitch, you shut up. Don't tell me who you think you is. We got a point to prove. Somebody got to be bigger and somebody got to be smaller with us.
Because like
But
you had said before the podcast, you said it's ego. We got a lot of ego.
we have
And that
big egos.
and that remember how I was telling you about like right now, y'all. I'm a 29-year-old man, but at the same time, you know, I'm doing what I want to do. In the future, yes, I want to have my own building. This is just my start of my podcast. Only thing I could do right now. But at the same time, it's just like I do be feeling like, man, how come you have to leave the house at a certain age? Like, do you really? And then it also draws down to the type of person you is. Money too. Because if certain people or certain families stick together and they stay in the house and they pay, y'all both put in work. Like, how come we gotta just leave? Like, but you don't have to. But what it is, I think what it is though, Meech, I think other people also look at it as like, damn, man, other females gonna probably look at me and be like, man, you still stay with your mom and dad, or they may look at you a certain way because you stay with your mom and dad. Cause like I stay with mom and dad, but I'm not that average stay with your mom and dad type of guy. Like I'm doing something, you know what I'm saying? I also got my own thing I do. I'm not that type of guy that's just not doing nothing for himself, playing the game, leeching off my mom and dad money, being spoiled. Cause most of the money I have and I earn is from working. I take the time to work, and then it's just I'm not asking for a handout at the same time. So it's like literally I'm living with my mom and dad, but I'm doing my own thing at the same time. And then our house ain't the biggest, but it ain't the smallest. So most of the time on the real, I just be in my own bubble. They do what they do upstairs. I do what I do down here with my company, and
And that's society when it feel like you gotta move out or whatever.
yeah,
All parents at some point in time look at their kids as they want them to move out. It's not that they don't want them in their house, but they want them to be able to stand on their own 2 feet. Now,
true.
you have some parents that's strong enough to be able to teach and mold you to do that under them. And once they see that, they're good. I had a grandfather. He lived till he was 93,
That's a blessing.
and he taught me a lot. And he always taught us hard work. Granddad gave me anything, everything I ever asked for. And I mean, I can be like, I need $1,000. Oh, I need 5,000, or I need this. It was always yes.
You what?
Never heard him say no to me. But in the same sense, I was always doing what I was supposed to do.
Yeah,
I was always working. If you ain't got no job, you asking me for some money, you need to get up and get your ass to work.
right.
That what he would thought. But if you're working and you doing what you got to do, and you still need some help, yes, I can help you. And he made sure one of the last conversations he had with me is I came to his house to see him. He just turned 93 actually, because he died 2 weeks after his birthday, and he just looked it weird. He looked it different, and I said, "Grandpa, what's wrong with you?" He said, "Nothing." Then he just started crying. I'm like, "Well, what's going on?" And he said, "I just want to make sure that y'all are good, and that you know life, and that you have a life, and you have a future." And he said, "I just want to see you win." And I told him, I said, "Well, Grandpa, you've done everything you can do for us, and you taught me everything. You taught my brother and my cousins everything that we need to do. We're good. We're fine. You don't have to worry about us no more."
Oh, they give me chills,
And
man.
after I told him he didn't have to worry about us no more, he
But at least you
let,
got your word out. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
he let some more tears out, and then he said to me, "I just hope God have mercy on my soul." And he knew his time was coming, and 2 weeks later, he just got really bad, really worse, where he stopped eating, he stopped everything. And one of my cousins came from out of town to visit him, and she was just waiting for me to come by. So I came by, and he heard my voice when I came in the door, so he looked up, and he hadn't drunk or ate in 2 weeks, nothing. And so he looked at me, and he just looked at me in a way like, "I see you." And so my cousin noticed it, and she said, "He knows you." She like he knows you, and so
Like, what you mean by he knows you? Like,
like
as in,
them, he wouldn't respond, he wouldn't talk, he wouldn't say anything. So he's just looking at them like
right?
just blank people. But me, he sat up, he looked, he watched me my every move, and so I walked over to him and I said, "Grandpa, you ain't been eating, you ain't been drinking for a while. So, would you take this?" I opened up an Ensure drink. I said, "Would you take this drink and drink this drink for me?"
Right.
He sat up and he puckered his lips and he drunk that drink.
Uh-huh.
And my cousin's like, "Jesus Christ, like he really does know who you are and respond to you." And I had such a bond with him where he knew once I walked in, I was there to take care of him. A lot of people are not comfortable letting people take care of them, but he knew I'm going to take care of him.
Right.
And even his own kids, my dad and my uncle, he wouldn't do it with
That's
them.
probably why he was trying. That's probably why he was ignoring everybody. He probably like, I don't care about
I'm
them.
waiting for him. And that's kind of what it was. And so that night particularly, he would not stop looking. And I told Dad, I said, "Dad," I said, "you said like he don't know anything. He don't hear." I said, "But he knows who I am." And he was like, "Really?" I said, "Yeah, he does." And Dad was like, "Well, I want to see." So Dad come up to see, and Dad was just like, "Damn, like he said if he's normal with you."
Mm-hmm.
And he would not he would not take his eyes off of me. And I didn't understand it. But I told him, "I'm getting ready to go home, Grandpa. You go ahead on, lay down, take your rest. I'm getting ready to go." And I left, told him good night. And that morning at 10 a.m. he passed the next day. And I was just like, he was looking at me like this my last look at my baby. And he just would not stop looking at me. And I did not understand it, but he taught me so much in life, being 93 years old. He put those tools to work hard to go. And not only that, the main thing he taught me was to give. Be a blessing and be good to people no matter what.
Right.
Help everybody that you can. And don't worry about your money. And when I brought up, people owe you
No
money,
money. Yeah.
everybody, like, I don't care.
Right.
Money is materialistic. It's paper. It's metal. That's it. That's all. That shit don't mean shit to me. As long as all my bills is paid, I don't care about nothing else. Like my mama can get whatever she want, how many she want. My baby's at home. Whatever they ask for, whatever they want, yep, you can get it because you can't take it with you.
Right.
And at the end of the day, you're consistently going to work for more, and you got different jobs, different projects
Yeah.
going to cover that. So it's like I'm gonna make sure I do everything I can do while I'm here on Earth. So if my day go tomorrow, I left trying, I left loving and taking care of people versus being angry, being bitter, and nasty and angry and yelling at the phone, going live, yelling at the phone. I'm not doing that, And a lot of times, certain people, they may take longer to pay your money back.
Yeah,
It
shit.
may just take them longer.
But I get to a point where I
Every-
just don't even care no more.
yeah.
Y'all just
I don't.
like,
You don't. And then when they hit you up and say, "Hey, come get your money," I've been I forgot. Like, oh shit, I forgot. But the fact that they still call, that respect is there. They're going to. So I don't ever sweat anybody that owes me some money too. I'm not calling and sweating you and doing all that. No, I'm not. And then, like for instance, my family, it's family members that borrow 2 and 3 and 4 times. And you feel like shit when you got to call that person that you already owe, and you ain't paid them, and you still gotta. I'm still going to make sure they get it. I'm still going to make sure they get it just because that's my family. That person belongs to me. They're a child of God. I'm a child of God.
Mhm.
So if God gave it to me, He gave it to them. That's how I see that.
But man, I guess we're gonna just wrap this whole episode, man. Like, comment, subscribe to the YouTube channel. Also,
we coming back,
yeah,
y'all. We
I'ma
coming
have
back.
them.
We on the thing here. This is what this is today.
And also, man, appreciate your time too. 'Cause I know you a busy man. I know you got a lot of stuff going on. So at the same time, still appreciate it. And also, let people know, your people from Falling Off the Bone. Appreciate you, Mish, for coming in, man, for the D-Wills podcast.
Yeah,
More time coming. I also want to do some more. I want to do some reaction videos, some of your videos too.
I ain't gonna give away too much, but it's some stuff.
Cause I know it's
Falling
certain
Off the
stuff.
Bone
That's
where
why I
it's
was
finna be
like,
hilarious.
whatever you want to, that's why I was asking you a question. I'm like, he probably don't want to say certain stuff, but in the future, if there's anything I ask, just be like,
Mhm.
But yeah, I love y'all Facebook. I love y'all YouTube. And before we get out, shut yourself out again. Where can they find you back
I
all
am
over
Meech,
again?
Falling Off the Bone. I'm just here to report the news. I don't want no smoke with nobody.
You gotta say your slogan.
Fix
The
it,
rabbit.
Jeezy.
You gotta say the rabbit.
Ain't no fun when the rabbit got the gun. And I'm gonna always make sure I get on the curb to get the word of what's going on. The people want to know. I'm Demetrice Goss. Facebook, follow me there. I got so many friends. I deleted 2,000 people, and it's already still filled right back up. So just follow the page.
I'm gonna let my boy Corporate say what he
So
gonna say.
go ahead and hit that like button for me real quick, real fast. Blessings. Appreciate you.
I gotta hit that laugh. Deuces. All right, Facebook. Catch y'all in the next episode. We out.